Welcome to the MercGoat Conspiracy. Today, we're going to make you think, we're going to have some fun, and
what do you think horses dream about? Like, do you think they just think about racing or, like, in a field? Do they dream of color?
It's definitely not glue. They don't think about glue.
I would think about glue all the time if I was a horse. That'd be a nightmare.
They probably think about winning the Kentucky Derby.
But they don't understand the concept of a derby.
Maybe. You don't know that.
Are you a horse? Can you get inside their mind?
I'm going to try.
I mean, I know a couple
you
of
touch
horses.
them and just get into their head, and you lean your head against theirs gently.
I'm going to try to be a horse whisperer, and you're going to see me on Discovery Channel making a lot of money.
Right next to Caesar Milan, or whoever that fucking dog whisperer guy
You gonna be
is.
a horse lover too?
Depends on what season we're on, if I'm tired of the show or not.
You could make a good show about it. Be
I mean,
Mexican.
If we make it to season 8, I'll be like, fuck this. I'm going to start fucking them. That'll hopefully get me off the air soon.
So as you may tell, we have our regular cast with us today. I am MercGoat.
I'm Zord.
I am the SLB.
Ginger.
So today we tried something new. We're going to have a beer while we record this. We picked up Magic Hat Dream Machine IPA today. And we're going to review it really quick as we record this.
It's IPL.
It tastes like it's an IPL, even though it's really an IPA. It still tastes like an IPA, kind of that,
Hoppy.
dish detergent,
Very
very, very strong. I think I might be eating soap.
But it's this one's good. I'm not an IPA kind of guy, but this one I like. This one I could drink before I start, feeling like I'm drinking out of the fucking soap container.
It's much better than Harpoon or any of those other IPAs that
Yeah.
we've had.
I personally think that it's a decent thing, but I still know I'm drinking, so I'm not going to get all fucked up over it.
I don't like beer. Plain and simple. I'm not a beer drinker. I don't like the taste of alcohol in general.
We're basically giving him like a vegetarian a meat plate is what we're doing.
You might as well.
So how's that glass of water you're drinking?
I wish I had water to wash the shit out of my mouth.
So I'm gonna give it I'll be nice. I'll give it 3 out of 5.
I'll also give it a 3 out of 5.
Just give me a second.
Just have a sample, not the whole case.
I think I'm on the same boat as you guys. This is definitely, I would try it again. I'd go 3 out of 5.
And we're gonna skip John because we can't give negative digits to a beer that we're reviewing. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna review a game today. A game that probably everyone listening has heard of at the very least. It's called Trivia Crack.
I've heard of Trivia Crack, but I've never actually played it, so when are you going to tell me about it?
Basically, if you want to challenge your friends to a knowledgeable game, you get to spin a wheel, it picks a category, you answer right, you keep moving on till you fill up all the categories. If not, you lose, you give your chance to your friend.
There are 6 categories. There's geography, art, entertainment, history, science, and... Did I say art?
Yeah.
You did.
The 6th one is the
Sports.
crown.
The crown. Oh, yeah, so this...
Oh, the sports. Is there 6?
Sports, yes. Sports.
Sports, art, geography, science, history, entertainment.
Yeah.
So there's 6 categories. So a character for each one you gotta collect. And when I first started playing this, I thought what I was thinking like, oh, it's arts. No problem. I can do arts. And then it's like, oh, French poet wrote this back in some other thing about the Civil War. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This is literature. That's what it should say, arts and literature. Not just arts. That's a throw-off. That's the point I lost.
That one, the art category, I think is the worst, because sometimes it'll have stuff that should be entertainment, like music or movies. I'm like, I get that it's art, but we have a category for this kind of stuff.
The stupidest questions definitely come from art. What is the last 2 sentences in a book? How about, I don't give a shit?
So that would be a shit? Excellent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a good game. It's really fun. When I was working overnights a month and a half ago, I would go to work and on my midnight break, I'd have like 30 games going on, and I'd try to kill through as many as possible. And then people would continue to, catch up with me. Like Merc here, he's up as late as I am, so we're going back and forth to like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning playing this game. And it kills data pretty quickly. I was going through my data in a week with this game. But it's addicting. It's really fun.
All right, cool. So, you guys been keeping up on American Horror Story at all?
American Horror Story, I really liked the 3rd season. It seems to be the lowest rated of the 4.
My girlfriend, we sat down and watched the first one, Asylum. I recently finished up the, what was the name? It was on Freak Show. I still need to see Coven. That's like her best friend's like favorite one of all time. Like you have to see coming. He knows it by heart apparently.
That seems to be a big one that a lot of people like.
I haven't seen that one myself either.
I've always heard it was everyone's least favorite. So far, I'm about halfway through it.
Maybe it's my brother. So
It's about witches and voodoo, and they're all fighting against each other.
I wasn't a big fan of the second season. I thought the first was great, and I thought the fourth was almost as good as the first.
The second had too much going on. That was my problem with the second one, because you're dealing with, a serial killer, and now you have a Nazi scientist who's making mutant rat people, and then you have aliens coming down. Oh, and why not just throw in the devil that's running everything?
Spoiler alert!
I'll have to keep that out of my head when I decide to go and start the show soon.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Don't worry, you'll forget about it.
Well,
Probably.
speaking of it, there was some news recently that with Jessica Lange, who was the lead of the show, retiring, they're actually hiring Lady Gaga as a new star in the show.
That's cool.
Is she actually going to have a costume on, or is she just going to go as is?
Is there really a difference?
I don't know anymore,
It doesn't need to be.
Just goes out with her meat curtains hanging out or something.
Actually, there was an article we were reading while you were getting here that says her titty popped out during filming, and it's like all over the web right now.
Yep.
Well, it wasn't live, so it's not that big. There's no wasn't Janet Jackson moment.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm surprised they just don't show the titty, because when I first watched American Horror Story, the first episode of it, I'm thinking, is this really American Horror Story or American Sex Story? What am I watching here?
Yeah,
Because there's nothing scary, there's a lot of fucking going on.
Well, they were just trying to get us into it. That's pretty much what it was.
It's like my first relationship there,
Oh, there you go. Yep.
There you
It's
go.
just like any relationship. If I lure him in with sex, we can have other things later.
The only scene I did see, I remember from the first season, where this woman who's a witch, I think, she's able to look old or look
No, she's
young.
a ghost.
or
They're all ghosts in
something.
the first one.
And she brings this guy down to the basement, and she starts giving him head. And then she turns into this, complexion changes to old, and she bites the guy's dick off. And I'm like, maybe I should watch this show. I don't know.
Is it the dick biting that gets you off and excited to watch it?
I don't know. It kind of like...
That was kind of my selling point. It's like, you know what? Yes, I am all about that.
dick biting. You can never use too much teeth.
It helps pass the time.
I mean...
Hey, we've all faced a wood chipper at least once in our lives.
I mean, that's a whole new
Yeah.
channel on Pornhub now. You got wood chipping.
Well, see, what I like to do is, those little T-Rex things they grab, used to grab stuff?
Oh, yeah,
I used to, I go in men's locker rooms with the Y, just grab dicks. Just 3 feet away, it's like, crap! Oh!
Well, you should go to the gym. You got the old man dick everywhere there. You can just make them go home.
Exactly, that's why I go to the Y.
Yep.
To see old man dick?
Well, besides
And
that,
clamp it?
Clamp it.
just clamping old man dick. I mean, I've seen enough old man dick in my life when I was a kid, but
Look, by the time
that's a story for my therapist.
by the time you're that age, freaking dinosaur teeth is better than anything else that you can get at that point. Because nothing's clamping your dick.
Exactly, I'm just trying to help them.
At that point, you know.
a good Samaritan.
I'm just making sure it still works.
Well, speaking of old cocksuckers, you said Aquaman was getting a movie as well?
Aquaman is getting a movie. Actually, the actor who is playing Aquaman, they released a photo, as you guys have seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's the guy from Game of Thrones, right?
Yes, Jason Momoa.
Momoa. Yep.
He's actually going to be in the new Batman and Superman movie, too.
Yep.
So you got half the fucking Justice League in this movie. Let me tell you what's blowing my mind right now. First of all, Aquaman looks badass. You guys saw him. He doesn't look like he's going to be some wimpy, blonde-haired guy who's going to, I'm going to talk to fish and attack you with salmon.
Instead of a bunch of dolphins running in, he's going to get Cthulhu and he's just going to end worlds. Is that what's going on?
That sounds good to me.
I'm
Well,
cool with Cthulhu.
Dolphins are coming.
I don't know why people hate on Aquaman. Because Aquaman is the Earth's Superman. He has all the same powers for the most part that Superman has. He has the invulnerability to bullets. He can fly. He can, be really super fast. Well, I don't think he can fly, but he gets the super speed, he has the super strength, and he can just fuck people up. He doesn't really need water to be dominant. It's just that, most of his other powers revolve around water. He can still be a pretty serious threat without it.
That's true. It's true.
It's probably all the Robot Chicken I've watched that has made me think that
He's
he was
completely useless?
Yeah.
Because they make fun of him. Because he's like, oh, he's in water. That's all he can do. It's like, no, he can do other shit besides the water.
When you compare him to Superman, who's way too super, unless you've seen Man of Steel. Man of Steel was really good for a Superman movie.
Superman originally had 3 abilities. He could jump really far. He could never fly. He could jump.
So is the Hulk.
Yeah, he could jump. He could run really fast, and he had the invulnerability. That was pretty much it. That's all he could do. Then, as the years progressed, they kept giving him more shit and more shit and more shit.
Oh, did you see the new power they gave him?
What's that now?
The new power is he can overload his heat vision, but he'll be normal for a day.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
He'll be normal for a day? That's the only side effect? So he has to go hide in fucking bunkers, nobody kills him?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
You know, he can hide with Batman, and Batman won't kill him even if he is Superman anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But the whole Batman Superman movie, I'm still pissed off about Ben Affleck playing Batman. And with the cast you have right now, the guy plays Superman. If you saw Man of Steel was phenomenal. I think it was the best Superman movie ever made.
You know the guy almost missed the call to be Superman because he's too busy playing World of Warcraft?
Wow, it's the world we live in. Wonder Woman, I forgot who's playing Wonder Woman, but she looks phenomenal. Wonder Woman just, phenomenal character anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You got Aquaman, who now, with the face we have between this movie and the Aquaman movie coming out in 2018, I think, he looks badass. And it's almost awkward or impossible to say that Batman may be the weakest link in this movie. Think about it.
I really don't think so.
Well, Ben Affleck as Batman.
Well, that's a completely different story.
That's what I'm talking about, though.
Well,
fair enough.
Christian Bale apparently saw what's going on with Batman, and he does like that Ben Affleck is playing him.
We won't know. I'm still not happy with it. Kevin Smith.
I mean, but if Christian Bale gave the approval and he played one of the better Batmans that we've seen to date so far, it's got to say something about his...
I can see him being Bruce Wayne. He has the playboy attitude. It's him as Batman that kind of concerns me.
Well, I actually disagree with you here. I've seen him in Daredevil. He actually did a decent Matt Murdock.
Yeah, okay.
So, I think he could actually bring something to Batman that the hordes of other Batmen haven't yet. So, it might be interesting.
Yeah, I'm open. I will still go see it. I mean, it has Batman slapped on it. Between that and, the Lego Batman movie coming out with Will Arnett,
And we got the Joker coming back in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see Joker in the Suicide Squad.
Why? He's pretty much a staple for the Suicide Squad.
I mean, specifically, I figured they would actually go outside of canon a little bit and actually show characters that were less loved.
Yeah, more minor characters. Not like minor characters, but kind of just below the major.
Yeah, when I saw Joker, I was like, okay, I can understand, but I was hoping for something different.
Now, how do you feel about Will Smith playing Deadshot?
Well, that's going to be interesting, actually.
Is he going to rap, too?
I hope
Jiggy
not.
with it. La, 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 la.
Going to Miami.
Now, I was talking to my friend at work, and he's a big DC fan, and he was saying, he's not sure about Will Smith playing Deadshot. And I was like, well, to be honest, I've never seen Deadshot without the mask. So I don't know if he's black, if he's white, if he's Chinese, if he's Spanish. He could be whatever color.
Yep.
Because as long as this wears the mask, you could care less who's underneath it. Like the Silver Surfer in that Fantastic Four movie.
Yep.
It was the guy who played Morpheus, Martin Lawrence? No, not Martin Lawrence. Martin.
I can just see that.
I'm just going to wait for you to flounder. You got it. You're close.
Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne was the voice, yet they had this tall, white, Nordic man playing the body of it.
It sounds like Star Wars all over again.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
James Earl Jones.
Didn't he die?
No, he's still around.
He's still doing Sprint commercials or something.
Mm-hmm.
He did Sprint. He did 1-800-COLLECT. I remember when he was doing those commercials.
And then we got Ving Rhames doing Radio Shack. What's all the black actors doing in commercials for commercials?
They have jobs?
Oh.
Oh, man. It's a tough economy.
Our one viewer out there.
Actually, I'm surprised. No, mention it. We're kind of happy that we have 30 viewers. Actually, probably 20, minus the 4 of us in our fake Facebook profiles.
Oh, I don't watch this shit. I'm not a viewer.
Oh, we did it already. It's fine.
He's disgusted with it, actually.
It's like Kevin Smith when Dogma came out, and he went and saw there was a protest going on for his own movie. So him and Scott Mosier, his producer, go, let's go protest my movie.
Yep.
So they went out there and they're, with the signs, you're going to hell or something like that, saying the Our Father 1,000 times. Maybe we should do that.
Protest our own podcast?
Why not?
That's hilarious.
Boo the 5 people listening to us. Boo! Fuck you guys. You're stupider than us.
These guys suck. What the fuck's a MercGoat? What kind of conspiracy is it? Is this like Mothman prophecies? The fuck is this shit?
Another thing I'm confused about, kind of goes on the same subject. Settlers of Qatar is actually supposed to be making a movie.
For those of you who don't know, it's a board game. Zorn, if you want to kind of give details on how, a little more detail on the game itself.
Sure. You got a bunch of tiles, you shake them up, you put them down, they each have numbers on it. You roll 2d6, and depending on what number you roll on 2d6, depends on what things you get, either wood, brick, sheep, wheat, or ore. And with all those different things, you can make like development cards, cities, settlements, roads, all kinds of different stuff. You can play it between 2 to 4 players. 2 players is kind of like easy mode. 4 players like, oh, that ass, he just took over my road segment. So, you know.
Now, for the people who are listening who don't understand, what is a D6?
D6 is this die. It's a 6-sided die.
Okay.
The ones you see in every game, like Monopoly.
Every single game out there that uses dice has something like that. Or maybe the one game I know that has a D8.
So the best part is you can actually have wood for sheep if you play this game.
Yep, that you can. You can take 4 pieces of wood and turn it into a sheep no matter who you are.
We are breaking the laws of physics, people.
That's some crazy alchemy right there. And I've seen Full Metal Alchemist.
But overall, board game movies just aren't that good.
I don't know. I want to
Look
see
at
Hungry Hungry
Battleship.
Hippos.
Battleship
Look at
was
Battleship.
pretty fucking bad.
Well, Battleship had nothing to do with the board game. They had to fight fucking, like, aliens underwater that are coming
That's
up.
the point.
Yeah.
There's no story to settle as a guitar. Who knows what they're going to do with it? There may be aliens in that one, for all we know.
Well, they did. Well, we can also look at the other realm. They made a Lego movie. Going into that, those are toys. That's not even a game. And the movie was actually pretty good. You know, I've seen it.
That's true. The Lego movie was pretty good. I have to give you that.
Everything's awesome.
Everything is awesome, especially Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is awesome.
Absolutely. Also, I heard they're making a Monopoly movie.
Really?
Yeah. All these board game movies are making me nervous.
I want Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Oh, I do too.
Well, technically, they have something like that on the internet.
That's actually just called a snuff film.
What, a bunch of fat men eating balls?
And then finally, one of them just eats the other. I like his balls so much. I just
Oh.
I'm gonna have more.
See, what they should do is make 4 assassins, a green, red, blue, a yellow one, I believe, and they gotta kill each other. They're each a hippo, hired to kill each other. And I think that would be a pretty good premise for a Hungry Hungry Hippos game.
Although the Clue movie really wasn't that bad.
All right, the
Clue
Clue
movie,
was
I
good.
love it.
That was amazing. I have to give you credit, but that was back in the days when movies were good. So
The
it's
3
okay.
different
Not
endings
only
they
was
gave you was
Not
just
only
great.
was it when movies were good, Clue can be made a story because some dude's dead. Who the fuck killed him? You have a very vivid cast of characters. So as a guitar, you have roads
And sheep.
and sheep.
Well,
Someone
what also
took a
made,
brick and hit another guy over the head.
what also made Clue great was that they gave you the multiple endings, that it could be someone else each time.
Yeah, that I did like.
So it's not just like, oh, it's one story, but what if this happened? Or what if he was the killer?
What if John was in the room with a candlestick?
I am always in the room with the candlestick. That's my favorite spot.
I didn't say you.
You mean the candlestick or the room?
The candlestick.
In the bedroom with a candlestick? I don't know what you're doing in your bedroom with a candlestick.
I watch a lot of 50 Shades of Grey movies. I just sit there in the movie theater. I don't leave. I just sit there like, nope, next one. I paid for 10 of these. I'm sitting here the whole night.
The power was out. He lit a candle to read his incest porn.
Oh my god.
Got a cucumber with some Vaseline. I'm all set.
Cucumbers, huh?
So
Why'd I drink that?
it's like drinking poison over there.
Ugh.
Hey, John, why don't you get the soap? The soap might be more of your taste than the...
Throw a little soap in the bottle.
Like a fucking Alzheimer patient. What's this? Beer? Oh, I don't know if I like beer or not. Ugh.
That kind of reminds me, I've always heard a story that women, when they give birth, they have a part of their brain that makes them forget the pain, so they'll have birth again. That's kind of what he just pulled off.
Sounds like my sister-in-law.
She on kid number 5?
5.
She's pregnant again?
She is.
Well, pregnant already. Double whammy.
Yes, she's had 4 and number 5. Is she going for a dozen?
You know what?
Is she trying to up 101 Dalmatians?
Well, if she gets enough, she could probably go on TLC or some of that other bullshit and be like the 19 kids and counting.
Yeah, but you know what'll happen? My sister-in-law will all be about it, and then you'll have my brother who'll be more like Psy from, like, you know, Duck Dynasty there. Just kind of like nuts and crazy, you know, coming up with like a shovel and a shotgun. I'm gonna go dig myself a ditch so I can start my my bomb shelter. Did that once.
I'm pretty sure we get them on Jerry.
I think that will like be the hook right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be the hook. I think they'll draw just to watch him do crazy shit because that's all people want to see now.
Yeah,
Well, maybe the show will be on for 3 seasons about the kids, this and that, and then something will happen, and they'll be like, no, this is our star right here. And what's he gonna do? We don't know what he's gonna do. So let's just follow him around with the camera.
We just give him $20 and he let him run around.
Well,
Yep, then it's all good.
Mike won't get up. Tell him we got a pack of cigarettes for him. Mike, we got cigarettes. Hey, there are no cigarettes down here, you son of a bitch! That was Christmas, like 5-6 years ago. My parents wanted him out of bed. Would not budge. Wouldn't budge. So my other brother goes upstairs, goes, "Hey Mike, there's a pack of Camels in your stocking." What? Bolts down the stairs. You son of a bitch, there's nothing in my stocking!
There's nothing that says I love you like a pack of cigarettes in your Christmas stocking.
That and booze.
So who remembers the show Celebrity Deathmatch?
Oh, definitely.
As we mentioned last time we recorded, where every week we're going to put two celebrities against each other, and we're going to pit who we think would win. This week I chose Nicolas Cage and Matthew McConaughey. This is two very extreme actors, and also on very different spectrums of the Hollywood world.
So
Definitely.
let me ask you first and foremost, before we get this match going, is Matthew McConaughey driving a Lincoln?
Yes, he is.
Okay, that kind of makes it a level playing field now.
But he was driving it before we decided to put him in this match.
Okay.
He's always been driving a Lincoln.
Not just because he has to, but because he wants to.
So do we give Nicolas Cage a bike and a burning
No, he
skull?
gets bees.
We gotta give him.
No, we can let Nicolas Cage do what he wants, because from every movie I've seen of Nicolas Cage, it's just Nicolas Cage. Like, that's his everyday life. He does that for real. Like, he's going off, he's training this kid to be a wizard and whatnot, and then he has to go steal the Declaration of Independence to find the hidden gold mine in Mount Rushmore, and then by the end of the night, he's slaying demons on a bike with a burning skull. That's what Nicolas Cage does every day. Because that's all he is, so that's why he gets my win.
You just don't fuck with that teddy bear.
No.
No.
And not the bees.
Not
And
the
definitely
bees are
not
the
bees.
weakness.
So Matthew McConaughey has something that shoots bees out? Yeah, like, maybe like the exhaust shoots out bees and Nicolas Cage or
Is
something?
perhaps the reason we're having this fight that he has to steal 60 cars in one night? And,
He does that. He does
He
that
does.
too.
He does that too.
Is the Lincoln and Matthew McConaughey
Number 60?
Yeah, the car
Yes,
number
that's
60.
exactly what it is. That's what it is.
That's number 60. That's, you know...
So that is our plot line for this.
Nicolas
Nicolas Cage
Cage
has to
wins.
steal car number 60, which is Matthew McConaughey's Lincoln. Who
Excellent.
wins? We'll
Nicolas
start with Zorn.
All right, I'm going to say that Nicolas Cage is going to win. Specifically, he's going to burst into flame and whack Matthew McConaughey with his chain and, well, all the sins that McConaughey has. He's just going to scare him right out of him, and he's going to die. What do you guys got?
SLB, what do you think?
That's a tough one. If you want to get back to me, I'm thinking.
Just like last week, you didn't have an answer.
I never have an answer.
All right.
This will be me.
Ginger.
I already said Cage. Now, he's,
But why does Cage win, though?
because Cage can do anything. That's the thing. Matthew McConaughey. Oh, I'm the heartbroken lover who never found love again. Oh, how am I going to get through this? Nicolas Cage. Oh, I got to fight these ninjas. Now I got to go save a plane from falling. Now I got to, fuck some Boy Scouts before the bear kills them. Now I got to, steal all these cars before my ex-wife takes the Declaration of Independence that I need to go stop the Nazis from coming back. Nicolas Cage can do it all.
I'm going to go against you two, and I'm going to say McConaughey's going to win. He has a trapdoor of bees in that Lincoln, and he's going to unleash them on Cage, and it is going to bring his demise.
All right. So we got 2 versus 1.
Oh man. Like, Matthew McConaughey has a Lincoln. And he did travel through space in time. I mean, for all we know, Matthew McConaughey, who saw Interstellar, I don't know, I know me and Merc saw Interstellar, but,
Try not to fall asleep during Interstellar.
But by the time he gets back, Nicolas Cage may be dead. No, he's a wizard. He won't be dead. Damn it. So I think it might be Nicolas Cage.
All right. 3 against 1. Nicolas Cage wins our celebrity death match of the week.
All right, viewers, you tell us, who do you think should have won?
Yeah, all 3 of you, just put it on our Facebook. Get nasty about it. Call us names for our opinions. We love all of that.
Oh, yeah, we definitely do. We embrace it all.
So, how's Pat been doing, Ginger?
I don't know yet. Let's find out. I mean, it's only been a week since I last sex with this kid.
As you may remember, we sent Pat some photos last week. Actually, we sent him some photos earlier this week, too. We actually got him in trouble at school.
That was last night.
That was last night.
Yeah, he's like, I'm geeking out. He just was losing it.
In math class?
Yeah, he was in math class, and he's like, my teacher's yelling at me for geeking out. And I'm like, stop looking at your fucking phone. You're in class.
All right, that is now sent to Pat. We'll see how well that goes.
By the way, this is now a weekly segment.
What did you send to Pat this week?
You don't want to know.
Oh, we do. We definitely do.
You
Share
really
the horror.
Share the horror.
Our viewers are curious. If we're not curious, our viewers are curious. So let's please them.
I do not want to describe it. I really don't want to look at it. I'm trying to delete all my phones out
Let me
before
see it. I'll
it has
describe it.
just this horrible image.
Oh God! Oh God!
I don't know what's worse on that photo. I don't know what's worse on that photo.
I told you, like, I did
wish
not
I
want
had
to
my
describe
glasses
them.
off.
Things you can't unsee.
That is definitely scarring.
So I heard that the seminaries are looking for people to become priests.
All you need to do is send him that photo.
Oh yeah, you want to see?
Basically, it was a 90-year-old woman with sagging tits beyond her knees.
I think she was beyond 90.
And I think her hoo-ha was even lower than her knees.
Yeah. Okay.
It looked like a wizard's sleeve.
There was no tread left on the tires.
Oh, God, it's horrible.
So now that we're all mentally scarred, let's keep continuing with this mentally scarring images. Supposedly, someone's working on a way to charge your phone and other devices by jacking off.
I will use that all the time. Not gonna lie. I am for this device. My phone will always be at 100%.
Are you worried you might overcharge your phone a little bit?
I mean, I'll give it like 15 minutes between, like I always do, but
Prevent chafing.
I will always have a full battery. That's nothing I have to worry about.
So I think so let's go back quickly. So Pornhub, I heard this on the radio. They are trying to create a device where, as you pleasure yourself, masturbate, you have this device that charges, and it'll have like USB ports so you can charge your phone, your other devices, and get more battery power.
It will be waterproof?
I'm assuming so. I mean, if it's it probably has a water-based lube container in there, so I'm assuming so.
Do you think they're just trying to modify a shake weight?
They might be trying to find use for that. They might. Look, that might have been the worst, greatest invention of all time.
I don't know. I usually just double handle, just like, yeah, both
really?
arms at the same time.
Do you really feel the burn?
All the time. It's like, yeah. Are they done yet? Come on, what's taking so long?
I'm glad that they added that lotion feature still. The one that shoots the cooldown spray.
Mm-hmm.
It's lovely.
Lovely, phenomenal. Really cools you down. Really does magic. But yeah, that's I don't really know what's just that's just a mouthful, I guess.
Alright, let's ask everyone. Zorn, would you buy it?
Hell no.
SLB.
Depends on what I was doing at the time.
Oh, Ginger over here already has 5 pre-ordered, and I think I'll pass. I think Ginger will do enough for everyone. He might be able to power a whole street.
We might be powering the MercGoat conspiracy by Ginger's love soon.
It's all natural and man-made.
You give me about a week, I'll have enough energy to power a city.
A good one or a poor one, like
Maybe like a
Central
small
Falls.
town. Maybe like a small town.
town?
Small
Okay.
town, yeah.
Like Warp?
Yeah, I can power Warwick in like about a week. Just store it up. Like, I'll make generators. I'll just store power.
How do you think your girlfriend would feel about this?
What she doesn't know doesn't hurt her.
What's that over there? Shh, it's okay.
So I'm assuming though,
A black guy if you keep asking.
Thank you, Chris Brown.
He's my mentor.
Well, speaking of beating up women, there's actually a NASCAR driver that recently got put on indefinite suspension for supposedly beating up his ex-girlfriend at the time. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about this.
I think you shared that with me.
Yes, you also shared it
Yes.
But did you actually read into it?
No.
I did not.
Okay. So basically, 2 days
Not
before
gonna drink
the
you.
Daytona 500,
I'm gonna
he
put you
got...
over here and I'll look at you.
with me. Well, you can give it to me.
Bad beer. Oh, Zorn wants the beer. Ah, you enjoy that.
You're in a group of alcoholics.
You
What
enjoy
do
that piss
expect?
fest.
I love Piss Fest.
That's
So
you do.
So supposedly he smashed his girlfriend's head, or ex-girlfriend's head, against the coach in the motorcoach lodge where they all stay at night.
Was he trying to reenact a Danica Patrick crash?
I think he was. His excuse was that he didn't do it. Obviously, she said she did, and it's all hearsay right now. The courts deem that it's a 50% chance that he may have done it, so they banned him right away. Now, I'm going to ask you all, do you think that was proper that he did that right away?
That he smashed his wife?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
I mean, this is the South, don't forget.
We live in an interesting society. I mean, maybe in the Middle East? Maybe in the Middle East it's satisfactory, not over here. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, up north, personally, I would never do anything like that.
Yeah.
And I think that he gets, whatever he gets, he deserves it. But, that's just my specific...
Like I said, it hasn't been proven. It's 50% chance. She did claim that at one point she was an assassin that did hits for the government. So she's a little out there, too. So
awesome.
He may very well
I
not
think
have
that
hit
girl.
her. Yeah, I know you would. Zorn loves the crazy more than me.
Yep, I love the crazy girls. I actually see it in their eyes, and it's love at first sight.
Think about this. You could go to jail for this girl just because she made up a story about you beating her.
And I'd still love it.
Does that turn you on?
Kinda, actually.
Yeah? And you still love her.
Always.
You were 10 and 20 for this woman. I love her so much.
Okay, so since we're on the topic of crazy women, so on the scale of 1 to I don't even know, how crazy do you like your women?
Well, you see, I like my women somewhere in the 12 to 13 range out of 10. I did find recently, I won't name names, but there's this girl that I found that is above the scale of crazy that I would ever go near. Now, this is kind of scary for me, actually. I found her, and we slept together a couple of times, and then I finally realized, wait a minute, that was absolutely horrible. And she is way crazier than I thought she was in the beginning.
So she was too crazy for you?
Yeah, too crazy for me. So I was just like, I'm just going to put this over here.
So does she want to marry you on the second date? Like, what's going on?
Well, I don't mind the clingy too much, but, well, she was... The last thing, when I was like, I don't think we can really have a relationship, she told me, well, even if you just see me once a month, then we can still be together. We don't even have to talk except for once a month. And I'm like, really? That is the craziest thing I've ever absolutely heard.
It sounds more desperate than crazy.
Oh, I have to give you desperate, but I know that she wasn't desperate. She was very pretty, and she actually didn't have a want for guys going out, to try and seek her out. So I just figured it was somewhere on the crazy scale in my eyes.
That is definitely bizarre. We've all been with some pretty crazy women. How about you? What do you like for crazy women?
4. 3.
3? You like them normal?
He likes them very sane. Or as sane as they can be.
No. There's a difference between being normal and a difference between being crazy. And then there's okay. All women are crazy. Just you got to find the amount of crazy you can deal with.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Father told me that. Wise man. So I don't mind crazy. You just got to find the amount that you can handle. My first girlfriend was psychotic. Like, there was crazy, and she once had told me that I don't need anyone else in my life but her. She would get jealous of me when I would see my cousins who were 10 years young. I'm going to be 24 in May. Mm-hmm. We dated back in high school, and we dated a couple years ago for a few months. My cousins who were maybe 11, 12 at the time, she was jealous of me talking to them.
Okay.
She was nuts. She didn't like any of my friends. She started off like she really loved me, this and that, loved who I was, and then she started saying stuff like, it'd be better if you did this, or you look like this, or you listen to this, or you watch this, or you did... Girl was tapped. And then she told me, after we broke up, that I'm the one with psychological issues, and I'm the one who needs to see a therapist.
Just so everyone knows, the whole time that SLB is telling the story, Herbie is licking his lips. I mean, Zorn. Fuck me.
So, in that specific case of crazy, actually, I have to say that I've never dated that girl. I almost dated a girl like that. I told her, well, if you want all those things, why don't you go find a guy with all of those qualities? See ya. That's the way I was at it. So.
Yeah. Well, the second time we got back, we dated for almost a year and a half the first time.
Fair enough.
3 years later, we went back together.
Mm-hmm.
And a month into the relationship. That was my whole thought. Everyone's like, why you go back with her, da-da-da-da-da. I was like, people change. Maybe she's mature. Maybe she's gotten better. And let me tell you, she did change. But, like the Malcolm Butler interception of Super Bowl 49, it was very unexpected. Like, she just went fucking left field, out of the park, down Lansdowne Street in Boston. Nuts.
Okay.
Like, she was all the way down in Springfield, Mass.
All right,
at this point.
Well, tell me. I'm actually starting to get interested.
So
he's got a half a chub.
Within a month
Just working on
of dating her the second time.
Hey, get that battery charger out.
Within a month of dating her, she's like, because the first time we talked about, a year and a half mark, just before we broke up, we had talked about, maybe, marriage, this and that, but we were still in high school.
Sure.
That's what happens when you're in long relationships.
Oh, I have a nice story about that, but go ahead.
A month into the second time around, she goes, well, when are you going to propose? And I'm like,
okay.
Why? I'm like, why? We just got back together. You don't think we're going to last? I go, no, it's too soon. I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, what, you don't love me that much? I'm like, stuff like that would start fights.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, it wasn't any other reasonable girl. The girl I dated a year after her for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the long spans. The girl I dated after her, she understood that anything could happen, She understood that we needed space in between each other. You know,
Right.
we have our own personal lives. We have family. We have friends. The other one believed... In the Catholic Church, they talk about marriage as a man and a woman becoming one flesh. This one literally thought, like, we're talking human centipede one flesh. We shouldn't even be separated.
Okay.
She hated my friend. She hated...
I apologize. I didn't know the MercGoat conspiracy was going to become the therapist hour. But we'll continue anyway.
Merc knows my mother.
Sure.
And my mother... everyone loves my mother. She's the woman not to cross.
Sure.
And this one crossed it several thousand times. You ever rack up a $450 phone bill?
Never, ever.
Did that.
And one time you would call the 900 numbers all month?
No, it was the 845. That was the area code. I can still remember. This girl had me... And I'm just too nice. That's my problem. I'm way too nice. So when we broke up the last time, I just kind of, like, drifted apart. Drifted from her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was telling me, oh, it's your fault, this and that. I'm messed up from you now. I'm like... Bye, Felicia.
Okay, so you're just gonna give me the last name, and then I'll, have you introduce me, because that doesn't sound that bad.
And I'll prescribe you some Xanax, because we all seem to need to hug right now.
No, we don't need Xanax. We all got beer.
You guys got beer.
And you have... Have we heard from Pat yet?
No, I'm still waiting on that.
You may have blinded the poor fucker.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So you've had your share of crazy women.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
As have I. Unfortunately, I've slept with girls that both of you have, so the only one that I haven't with is Zorn over here.
Yes, I have not shared any girls with anybody at this table. I'm actually kind of happy about that.
Well, that you know of.
That you know of yet.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that, unless you guys have branched out far out of this state.
My family has been in this state 120 years, both sides. You've probably tapped into some of my family.
Oh, that might be true, but you haven't slept with your family, I hope.
I hope not either.
There was that one time at band camp.
I mean, and they talk about the South being freaking inbred. No, we have 1.1 million people in the state of Rhode Island.
Cousins have fucked.
I once had an ex who actually had her mom that was sleeping with her brother, and they didn't actually know about it in the beginning until they actually brought the other one to go see the mom, and then the mom was like, "Oh, that's right, this is your half-brother through me." And they still kept dating, so, they're actually pretty happy now. But
my 12th grade senior English high school teacher married the guy, how the fuck do I even say this, because it's so fucking confusing. Basically, her mother married this guy, and his son married her. So, they were step brother and sister, and then they married as well.
Keep pedaling, I hear banjos.
All I can think of is that Kermit the Frog thing.
Yeah, what was that, a Family Guy?
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you know where the closest town is? It's back the way you came.
So, as we mentioned last week, we were going to get Ginger here to read our starting beautiful arts of literature, and they're very, very well done, and we've spent hours working on them. It's called 50 Shades of Ginger. Don't ruin the surprise. So, we're going to read 2, and then he's going to figure out who wrote what one. So, I'll read.
Also, we would like you, our audience of 5, to tell us...
we increased. That was 4 earlier.
Well, we probably gained 1, maybe.
Slowly but surely, we shall own them all.
But you guy, or girl, or whatever, you tell us which one that you want to hear more of, or less of.
The one that you may have pulled your panties down, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
If you got you to pull your panties down, we want to know. Send pictures.
I'm not wearing my panties today.
And then we go on to the Ginger.
So we'll give you this one first.
Alright.
Read it sexy.
Ooh, a 2-pager. This is going to be good.
Keep
Keep in mind, these are tiny pages, so it's not going to be that long.
That's what he said.
Alright. She sat, waiting, anticipating, wanting him to come to her. Her V-neck sweater clanged to her. She shifted quite a bit so he would keep getting peeks at her luscious breasts. He was quite literally the boy next door. I'm going to emphasize not literally there, so in case someone's like, oh, wait, he's the boy next door. So it's not like a figure thing. He's literally the guy who lives next door to her.
Well, there's a good chance he and his cousin.
And she has wanted him forever. He never took advantage of their friendship, and she really wanted him to. She shifted again. Finally, a reaction. He shifted himself backwards, crossing his legs. Excellent, she thought. She held the position. She was giving him a perfect view down her shirt. Next time we definitely gotta, type these out. She wasn't wearing a bra, of course. She stopped talking. She didn't move. They both knew he was staring. He looked transfixed. He stood up quickly. With an obvious bulge in his pants, he began to speak.
So that was number 1. Now we're going to read number 2.
I figured these would be more messed up. Oh, this is also 2 pages. It's on the back. Alright. Sally never spent a night with a gigolo before. After a long year with lack of sex, she decided it was the time. He thought of a hot stud giving it to her doggy style made her wet. She also hoped he was as kinky as her. It only took 15 minutes for this mystery man to arrive. He's pretty quick. Although it seemed like forever, finally there was a knock on the door, and Sally's heart raced. She managed a sexy, "Come in," and the door swung open. There stood a tall, red-headed man with a whip in one hand and a 15-inch dildo in the other. The red-headed man replied, "I hope you like it kinky, bitch."
So, do you know who wrote which one?
Well, I'm pretty sure Sally came from you, MercGoat. See, I'm pretty sure every time you say girl with a random name, Sally always comes to mind first.
I gotta start changing my name.
Yeah.
So next week we're gonna continue both those stories. Hopefully you got nice and hot as SLB did over here.
Man, where's my charger?
He's gonna charge every battery in this house right now.
Those are more docile than I thought they would be.
Don't worry, we'll give it to you next week.
I hope so.
Oh, you're gonna get it next week.
I'm waiting. I'm
Waiting.
gonna start jerking now just to get it going.
Tempted.
Just get that preacher strike out of the way.
Beast mode.
I'll use your bathroom real quick.
So is there anything else we'd like to talk about before we close out the show? SLB.
Well, I do want to mention, first and foremost, the MercGoat conspiracy gives its hearts and regret out to the Nimoy family. As we all know, Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock of the Star Trek original series, passed away earlier this week. For those of you who've, I bet you, I'm probably the only one who's probably seen maybe Zorn, seen old school Star Trek.
Oh yeah, I definitely have.
Your brother plays it all the time at work. It's pretty awful.
Like, he plays it, or does he, role play with his wife at the place?
If that happened, I wouldn't be working there anymore.
No kids, that's highly illogical.
No, he has we have Netflix at the store now. We're high tech.
Oh, we're moving up in the world, huh?
We've been watching MASH lately. That's a great show.
MASH is phenomenal.
My dad loves MASH.
Yeah. That's one of those shows, it just proves that TV is not like it used to be.
No, that was a show that was on for 11, 12 years.
Yeah.
In the movie, there was a movie before that, because it was based off of a book, for those of you who don't know. It's one of my favorite comedies. The cast is different except for Radar O'Reilly. It's a solid fucking, movie.
It's one of those shows, so many episodes, you cannot get bored with that show.
No,
and the concepts are fresh. It has funny, it has sad, it has everything.
Alan Alda as Pierce there, he's just fucking hysterical. He reminds me of Groucho Marx, which in the first season he does make a mock character of. But did you know that the TV show, the book written, that's based off of, the author was actually in a MASH surgical unit in the Korean War. And his tent was called the Swamp, and basically that's kind of telling, not exactly, but, stuff that would just happen, which is kind of interesting. That shit like that actually does happen in the military, but especially in the 50s, jeez.
I'm just worried they're going to reboot it and make it suck. I just have that feeling.
Well, we're in the reboot era right now.
We are.
We are.
Nobody has any fresh ideas. People sitting there making podcasts and talking about shit that exists.
Oh yeah, fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. Yeah, we're gonna boycott them. We're gonna boycott Conket.
We're gonna
You gonna boycott it?
Boycott it, yeah.
Hey, we all love the cock over here, apparently.
Another thing that we did want to mention to you guys was early this week, for those of you who are metal fans, Dimebag Darrell, the guitar player of Pantera, who passed away 11 years ago, recently his grave was desecrated from some local band in Texas. I don't know the name of the band.
It was like
something Frost or something.
So it wasn't Celtic Frost. They're a bigger.
No,
band.
but I know Frost. I think was in the name.
Apocalypse Frost. Something dumb. Something that sounds like a truck starting up and grindcore over it.
Oh, so Whitechapel band.
So basically, Whitechapel.
These guys, there's pictures of them, I guess, that they admitted. They pissed on the graves. They just deformed it. They carved stuff into the stone. And it's a nice... I'm not sure if you guys have actually seen it, but it looks like shit what they've done. You know, it's awful. It's horrendous. I wouldn't do that if even if Justin Bieber died tomorrow. There's just something about desecrating somebody's grave.
Oh yeah.
The guy was
I
loved
hate myself.
by everyone, even outside the metal community.
Oh yeah, no. Eddie Van Halen, when they had his funeral ceremony, Eddie Van Halen placed his guitar that was on the front of Van Halen 2 into the casket.
Pantera fans are the last ones you want to piss off too.
These boys, this band is better off in jail right now. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I've never seen them, unfortunately. I probably never will, obviously, because they're not going to get back together with a member short, and obviously no one's really happy with Phil right now. But even still, it wouldn't be the same. But I have a lot of friends that did see them in the days, and they said you take a piss in the bathroom, they were moshing in the fucking bathroom. That's how intense this band used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting slammed into while you're taking a piss?
You just piss on the next guy next to you. It's all good.
You know,
Just like hose him down first, and then you could actually pee. That's
so
what
next
that
time,
was.
so next time we go see like Kill Switch or something like that, or a show where the whole venue's getting destroyed, I'm just gonna whip it out and just piss where I stand.
Start a pit in the bathroom.
Well, I'm just saying take a piss. If I have to piss and they're already pitting in the bathroom, what's the difference between me pissing in the bathroom and pissing on the floor?
At that point, none.
Exactly.
Well, you should see. Well, I'm sure you have seen some of the stuff that they actually do on stage and get away with. So it's not like it's so much different.
No, I mean at that point you're kind of almost pushing the limits. Like what's that hardcore rocker's name from the '90s who used to go on stage naked and he'd shit on the floor and throw it at fans and start fights with fans? I forgot his name.
My father?
Well, no, just a couple of weeks ago, there was a dude that like planted this girl on the stage and just fucked her hard. And, you know, it was just no big deal. Everyone was like, yeah!
Well, because they fucked her hard. If they fucked her soft, they would have been pissed.
Oh, maybe. Well, at least he didn't get moshed out for a while.
There's no such thing as gentle in metal.
Oh, what the heck?
Maybe if you were listening to The Cure.
Yeah, The Cure's okay. I do like everything. We all like the Porcupine Tree as much as we like very heavy acts, so...
Fair enough.
Talking about Porcupine Tree, Stephen Wilson's this frontman solo just came out today. I haven't listened to it.
I saw you mention something about that on Facebook.
And I didn't even pick up on it because, which surprised me, G.G. Allen. Sorry, G.G. Allen's the guy back in the 90s used to do that. He was a hardcore.
I've heard the name, but I don't know a lot about him.
Yeah, his music wasn't even good anyways. I think he had like a freaking swastika like carved into his skull. But
that's the sign of a great musician right there.
I could be wrong. That's, you know.
Well, thank you for adding a bunch. Zorn, do you want anything before we close out?
Personally, I would just like to thank our 4 or 5 users actually listening to us right now.
All right. Ginger.
I'd like to fix a statement we did last week. I said that I am not a ginger. I am actually black.
So before we go off the air, one more time, have you heard anything from Pat?
Alright, so Pat finally got back to me. When I sent the picture of that nasty old woman who looked like she should have died 20 years ago, his response was, I like the trannies better, at least they had nice boobs. So I sent her a picture
You
of
sent
the
her?
Herm.
Herm.
I sent Herm a picture of this tranny who looks more male than female with a lot of bulky features. And I go, better? He goes, God, no, you're killing me. I went, LOL. And then he responded with, I'm expecting a certain degree of gross woman or man things. That was one low shot, LOL.
I think next time we need to find a way to get the audio of his reactions as funny as the texts are.
Well, there's an app I know out there where you can do that. We can get like.
So I know he's
somebody's
making
reaction.
fuck you, Ginger, every time I send this shit to him.
We're definitely going to have to look in that, get him drunk, steal his phone, and download that.
Well, we'll have to do that. On top of it, you need to up your game. If he's saying that, you're not disturbing him.
We want fucked up. We want
last time.
We want I can't sleep tonight.
Exactly.
I'll work on that. I'll find some weird shit.
Find cum shots. Takes whatever it takes, man.
Find some guy putting his dick in a wood chipper. You know?
Whatever it takes, I'll find it.
A wood chipper?
I can find a wood chipper. I can that's easy.
What was this, fucking Fargo?
No, you just send him a picture of his dick in the wood chip. You'd be good.
Peter Stormare putting fucking, what's that, what's his face? Guy in Boardwalk Empire.
Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, putting Steve Buscemi through a wood chipper. That was a great movie. Peter Stormare was actually the guy that did the voice of Matthias in Mercenaries, the video game,
Really?
too. Yep.
You'd be surprised how many people do voice acting.
John
Video
Goodman
games.
did Rage.
Grand Theft Auto, they get some nasty actors.
Ray Liotta was Tommy Vercetti in Vice City. Wasn't, what the hell was that guy? The guy that played Machete, one of them in there, too?
Robert Trujillo or something like that?
Yeah, I think he was.
He might be in one. I think Sean Penn's brother, the guy who was in Reservoir Dogs, you know, the son of, what's his name there? Harvey
Cartel?
His son, I think, was in that.
Huh. Well, that's good to know. Well, I'm MercGoat.
I'm Zorn.
I am the SLB.
Ginger.
Thank you for listening.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?